everybody, this is the thejonnymar, and I am continuing with Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. So in my last episode, we took on the never-ending Stage 3, and in this particular episode, we're going to continue onward with the game in this very Crystal Lake style Friday the 13th homage. So we have a lot of different enemy types here. We have these zombie-like enemies, which I believe we've seen before. We have these spike traps at the bottom, and then we have these bats, which are somewhat reminiscent of, you know, some other horror games on the particular NES. And then we have these almost Slimer-like ghost enemies as well. Now, luckily we got a shotgun. Not sure why there's just some random legs there, hanging out in the water. These ghosts are annoying because they will spit at you. But we got to the end here. We need to head into the house. And then we have a stupid bat as well. But they are very reminiscent of the red bat, or the bad guy from Ghosts and Goblins. Or Ghouls and Ghosts, whichever one it is. I never remember which one it is, the first one. And now we've used up our shotgun, unfortunately. We're gonna head out of this house. It was apparently just a brief little side quest for us, so to speak. We're going to continue onward through some very similar terrain here, which we've seen at the beginning of this particular level. Now we have some skeletons. I don't need this hamburger, but I'm an American, so of course I'm going to eat it because I love my red meat. And then we have Jaws, which loves to eat me. Of course, it's not actually Jaws, it is purple. We need to jump over it. Trying to come and get us. Now we're going to do a big jump there to get over two of them. And that should be about it for Jaws. Fortunately, we don't have to actually fight him. But we do have to fight the next boss. So we're going to have a little bit of a flashing lights warning here. We have the infamous and very famous as well horror enemy, which is of course Forkman. I have no idea what this boss is based on, if at all anything. He's got the red cross across his chest. Perhaps it is a Japanese enemy of some kind. Some sort of famous Japanese lore. If so, I don't know what it is. But I wouldn't say I'm incredibly versed on Japanese lore either. Not terribly difficult in terms of the timing, but he can appear pretty much anywhere. And we did beat him. So we will send him packing. I think we're done with our health upgrades, so if we get to 50, it just restores a little bit of health. We're going to head into stage 5 here. Diamond Camp. Ghost House. So, now we're outside. Again, very much a Friday the 13th vibe here. We can actually cut down some of these trees. And you do have to watch out on these stumps, because the ones that have spikes at the top can actually hurt you. And then we have these bodies, which will actually drop down from these heads that are spitting stones at you. And spiders as well, so getting some return enemies here. But we don't really have any music in the background, it's just very ambient. And we do have to jump over a lot of these spikes. I don't know, these bodies kind of look like turkeys or chickens. Maybe that's the point. Obviously, I think they're supposed to be human bodies, kind of corpses that have been hung. We're going to have more kind of very brief internal areas here in this particular stage. Then we're going to drop down into the sewers, and you'll notice the water is rising. We're also trying to avoid those spikes falling from the ceiling. This room sucks. Basically, even if you kill these ghost enemies, their ectoplasm or whatever will continue to float around the room and keep hitting you. And in this game, you don't really get invincibility frames. If you do, they're very brief. Plus, you have massive knockbacks, so getting hit in this game is really not the greatest thing. And these jumps are very much at the limit of what our little Rick here can do. but we're closing in on the end of this stage as well. These are not nearly as long as stage 3, which just took forever. And actually, in the next stage, we'll have our second alternate path that we're going to have to take to find another item that'll get us the true ending in this game. But we still have to get through this stage, and it's a very interesting boss. So we're going to cut this down, and now over here, you don't actually want to cut this one down, because in order to make this jump without taking damage, you actually have to leave it up. Alright, now this room is interesting, because you have these buckets that are going to drop from the ceiling. And if you actually let one hit you, it'll actually go onto your head, and it'll actually reduce the damage you take for this level. Which is good because the boss is very annoying. So this boss is Teen Wolf or Wolfman or whatever it is. It is very reminiscent. It reminds me of a character from a different game. I can't think of which one though, the game. But in terms of the sprite, maybe a little bit of Wolf Duck from Darkwing Duck or some other game. But the sprite is very reminiscent, although of course has a six-pack abs there. But this battle can be pretty tough if you don't have the bucket on your head. But there we go. That is it for this stage. In my next episode, we will take on the final couple stages of the game and finish off Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti. I'll see y'all in my next episode. So long! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and leave a comment below. Please also subscribe to my channel and press the notification bell. See you next time.